This is pretty fun. This is episode 1 of some crazy nonsense that we're going to get into. With me is Maranda Bischof. Mm-hmm. Is that how you say your last name?
That is how you say it.
What's your maiden name?
Richmond is my maiden name. Mm-hmm.
Okay. From Louisville. Tell everybody about yourself. You all know about me. You all get tired of hearing about me. So tell everybody about you.
Yeah, so I'm Maranda Bischof. I am an agent with First Saturday Real Estate. Mm-hmm. I have been an agent for almost 3 years now, but I would say a full-time agent for 1.5 years now. I am a mom to a 5-year-old, and
awesome.
I have a wonderful husband as well.
His last name's Bischof?
His last name is Bischof,
okay,
yes.
Just checking.
And yeah, I met Jimmy not too long ago, and we decided to kind of get together and collaborate and have some fun with it. So.
Yep. And just so people know, I really don't even know why we're doing this. I love people. I love business.
I don't think anyone knows why they're here today.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. But
we're having fun.
No, yeah. So, obviously my vision for this is just to be in relationship with people, find out what makes them tick. Mm-hmm. My wife and I have been very blessed in business, and we've had a lot of great mentors and a lot of people pour into us. So I feel like I owe it to the universe to have the opportunity to pour into other people and also learn from other people, because there's so much. There's more than one. A friend of mine said there's more than one way to get downtown, right? So whatever you're doing in your business, creating success, I may copy it. I may never do it. I may think it's crazy, but it works for you. And that's what we want to find out about.
It's a big thing we see in this industry a lot is kind of copycats.
Yeah.
But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If you got a good idea, I mean, when I see people copy our ideas, I take pride in that. I'm like, hey, look, we've got something good going on, and they want to use it too. So
what is the ultimate form of flattery? Is it emulation? Flattery. This is the ultimate form of flattery. Imitation is the ultimate form of flattery.
Yes.
We'll have to give credit to wherever that's due. I'm not sure who said that, but all right. So we're going to talk business. Let's talk a little bit about business. You're in real estate. You brought up a certain thing like imitation. Obviously, I love, and I think this is unique to our industry, and I'm going to champion it. I love the fact that you and I are not in the same brokerage. Mm-hmm. And we're developing a business relationship, and that we can talk about our business and without fear, without a scarcity mindset around it. I think it's very unique in our industry. To see people do that, I think it's becoming more commonplace.
Yes.
I'm a big believer, rising tide lifts all ships. We're both real estate professionals, and we've got sometimes a tough row to hoe in public opinion about what we actually do and where's our value and things like that. So the more we get together and understand each other's value, I think we create a better product for the consumer.
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's a stigma on real estate agents, realtors out there. I think that a lot of people think it's a competition, from agent to agent or brokerage to brokerage, and I think that's something that we should surpass. I think that working together is the best way to get to the closing table, as we'll call it.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, ultimately it is a relationship business, not just with our clients, but also with our peers, and even if that means it's an agent at another brokerage. I think that's actually gotten me a lot of success in where I am today, is getting those relationships with the other side, as we'll call it. Whether I'm representing the seller or the buyer, I think that it's really important to communicate with the other agent. Let's be friends, and I do think that it has gotten me some deals in multiple offer situations. I think that I've come out on top because of, actually, I know I have. I've had agents actually tell me, hey, we had multiple offers and it came really close, but because the way that you were with me and communicating and so friendly, and I know that you're going to get this to the closing table. So I think that's important in this business.
Yeah. I had a mentor tell me one time, relationship is the currency of this business. And it doesn't matter whether it's relationship with clients, relationship with loan officers, relationship with inspectors. All those relationships have so much value in our business. Tackle this idea for me.
Okay.
You're not really a sales professional.
No. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of people think, that we're in a sales position, that we're salesy. Ultimately, we don't sell houses. The consumers sell houses. The buyers and sellers sell houses. We help guide our clients.
I lost my water bottle.
Yes, you did. So we don't sell houses. We have relationships with clients, and we guide them from point A to point B.
Right.
Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought.
No, but I teed you up. I mean, you hit that spot on because people are like, well, how are you so successful in being a sales professional or being a sales agent? And I'm like, I think I'm not even a salesperson. I'm like, I don't know anything about closing somebody. I don't know anything.
My biggest thing is I don't have to convince people to buy or sell a house.
Right.
I don't like to say a house is going to sell itself. There's a lot of work when it comes to being the listing agent,
right.
And marketing correctly. But, we don't have to convince people. Ultimately, they know when they want to purchase or sell their house.
Yep.
It's just actually being that connection with them and getting them successessly from point A to point B, and educating them along the way as well.
And what we're selling is ourselves. We're selling the service. We're selling we're the fiduciary professional that's going to take you from the idea or the start of, hey, I'm going to transact something in real estate, to getting it legally closed and transferred. So we're the quarterback for that entire process. The selling happened when I convinced you to use me.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm not. I hate sales. I honestly, it drives me crazy. It feels manipulative or whatever. But what we do is we stay in relationship and we bring value, and that is the sales part for us.
Absolutely. We sell ourselves, we sell our services, and we bring that to our clients' attention, and the importance in choosing your realtor. It really matters.
Right.
There's a lot of agents out there, a ton. And I mean, average.
We're below 4,000, I think, in Glore now. We were above 6.
We're knocking a few of them out. But there's a ton of agents out there, and there's a lot of agents that, they just have their license, and it's not necessarily to be a full-time real estate agent. They just dabble with it on the side, or we have those realtors that just stick a sign in the yard. There's a view on that, an opinion on that, and it's true. There are some agents that do that, and that's why it's important to choose your agent correctly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't care who you pick, just have a professional working for you.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of business out there for everybody. And again, this is not a shameless plug to make sure you use a real estate agent, because there are smart enough people out there that can do this transaction on their own. And you know what? That doesn't mean they should, but some of them they should. If you're a lawyer,
I could file my taxes myself, but I don't.
Not a good idea.
I pay a CPA to do it every year, because that's the wise thing to do.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm going to represent myself in court. That's not a good idea either. Well, also, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you have to represent yourself in court. That's probably bad integrity. Like, you started off.
You're in a bad situation anyways.
I don't want to hang out with those people anyways. All right. So let's talk about your business. So this is, we talked about this the other day. Permission to be vulnerable.
Okay. Permission granted.
Okay. You said to me, this business is up and down. It's not predictable. What do you mean by that?
So I've thought about that a little bit since our conversation. I still stand with that. I don't believe that it's 100% predictable. I do believe that you can have a good idea, and you can have goals, and you can put things in place to make sure that those goals happen. Yeah. But I still stand with my opinion that it is not a predictable business on the everyday, week by week.
Right. Yeah, there's fires to put out.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that come up. It's life. You can't predict life. So things happen. I don't believe that I can for sure say that, something's going to happen next week, and it will happen. Right. Unless things are in our world like pending. If we've got something under, I can predict when it's going to close, all that good stuff. But at this point in my business, being somewhat newer in the industry and being the age that I am, I'm very buyer heavy. Yep. And buyers is where it can be unpredictable, because sometimes in this market, especially with low inventory, it can be a long haul. So you don't know when you're going to go under contract or write an offer. So in that sense, I do believe that it's still unpredictable, but I would love to hear your.
Well, I think it becomes predictable when it becomes predictable because you have a track record of what you accomplish. We talk all the time, and I did this early on. Make sure you know your numbers. Yes. What does that mean?
I mean, it just means make sure you know what you've closed, year to date or in your career total, how many homes you've closed out on, sales volume as well. So
here's where I'm going to challenge you, and permission to be something as a consultant, not as an adversary, but what you just identified were what we would call lagging indicators, right? What are the leading indicators? So I think for a long time, a lot of business professionals, they don't understand the difference between a leading and a lagging indicator. The percent commission per sale, that's a lagging indicator. Total sales volume, lagging indicator. Number of units closed, lagging indicator. What are the KPIs, the key performance indicators that you're looking at to then know to be able to predict your business? That I think is the missing piece. And when I've been around really successful people in this industry, they really have a great understanding about the activities that get them to their outcomes. So that's why I say it's predictable. So the numbers you need to know. How many appointments have you set in the last year? Do you know that number?
I don't.
Okay.
It's a lot, but I don't.
And then also getting clarity around an appointment. Now, what did you think about when I said appointment?
Just meetings with clients.
Like going to show a house?
Okay. Is that what you're considering an appointment?
No.
Okay. No, I mean like sit downs with clients, more formal.
So I say an appointment is the intentional scheduling of a meeting where you're trying to get a representation contract signed.
Okay.
It's real easy on the listing side. You go to their house, you tell them you think it's worth $500,000. Do you want me to list it? Sign here. Mm-hmm. The buyer one's a little squirrely, right?
I love buyer consultations.
I
do it with
too.
all my clients, whether they're first-time buyers or they've bought 10 homes. I always do it because maybe they've bought 10 homes, but they haven't experienced it with me yet, and they don't know what to expect. So those are my favorite.
Yes.
I love teaching. So. Well,
that's you have a certain heart. What did you do before real estate?
So before real estate, I served tables, did some waitress jobs, but I did go to college. I went to U of L to teach.
Did you really?
I did.
Did we talk about this the other day?
We did not.
Oh.
So in high school, I went to Male High School. I was actually in marching band, big band nerd at heart, and I actually went to school to be a music teacher.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I learned something new every day. All right, back to leading indicators. All right, so appointments. Uh-huh. So you have never tracked, like, I have 5 appointments today or this week.
I see what I have coming up in the week, but I've never kept tally of it for the month or the year or anything.
Did I magically just change your perspective?
It's interesting to think of it that way.
Right. Mm-hmm. So how many people do you have in your database? How many
I have
past clients, future clients?
Under 200, but
under 200.
On the high, 150, 175, somewhere.
Gotcha.
In there. Mm-hmm.
So here's what I know. Mm-hmm. If you have over 200 people in your database, 201 is the magic number, you're on average going to have $119,000 in GCI.
Okay.
As long as you communicate with them in a systematic way.
Absolutely.
24 to 36 touches.
Okay.
Being in a relationship with 201 people will create, so there's a predictable metric, right?
Okay.
So how much money do you want to make? Then we can reverse engineer that and say, all right, how many people have to be in my database, and how do I have to systematically communicate with them? So database is number one. And not just anybody in your database. They've got to have 4 pieces of information. They've got name, phone number, email address, personal address. Throw in a birthday and an anniversary, you're winning, right?
Absolutely.
So start with your database.
Yep.
How many contacts do you make with that database on a daily, weekly, monthly basis?
Well, I send out monthly mailers directly to their home, all of them, every single one of them, as well as monthly emails. So that's, us staying...
24 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody in your world...
And those are just the automatic, emails, monthly mailers to their house. But of course, I do personal touches as well.
So you're staying front of mind.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. So database size, number of touches, number of appointments. I challenge you. This right here was the most dollar productive thing you can do is sit for an appointment, because that is when you're selling. Mm-hmm. You're selling your service, you're selling your expertise, you're selling your client experience, you're setting them up for, a 5-star experience, a referable experience. You're creating new business out of that one interaction. You're building value. So if you track appointments, that's where it gets fun. You sit for an appointment. How many times in that sitting do you get them to sign a buyer's agency agreement or a listing, or not an agency, buyer's representation agreement or listing agreement? So there's a conversion right there. So probably 95% of sellers we meet with, we sign them. Probably 75% of, I say probably because I've got 17 people on my team. Everybody's got a different conversion rate. Mm-hmm. So if you sit with somebody trying to get a signed contract, what's your conversion rate there?
For buyers?
Yep. Hey, Miranda, let's get together tomorrow and talk about your real estate goals. I know you want to buy a house. I want to sit down and really understand your motivation and your needs and where you want to be and all the things. There's some, technical, some license documents I'm going to have to sign to be able to represent you. Let's schedule an hour and really dive into what we're going to do. So that's the appointment, right?
Okay,
you sit down there.
No, every time I sit down with my buyers, especially now with everything that's been occurring in the market with our commissions and buyer representation.
DOJ came out today and made a statement. I haven't had a chance to read it.
I've heard rumors. I haven't been able to read it yet. It's still early in the morning. So, all
right, little side street. 18 states already was a law that said you had to have a buyer's representation agreement.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So why the hell are you freaking out?
I'm not freaking out. I'm excited for it. Like I said, it's transparency. It's being, educating our clients. And I think that's really important so they're not thrown a curveball at any point in the process. So I'm excited for it. And that's a whole nother conversation for another podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get into that.
It was literally I really feel like media was like bored. Like what can we put in the news cycle to
let's change the headlines and make them real crazy and get the conversation going.
All right. So let's get back to appointments. All right. So
every time I have a buyer's consultation, I have buyer representation signed.
100% conversion.
100%.
Okay. So
every time.
How much money do you want to make this year? So, all right.
That's open-ended.
Well, yeah. Well, so if that's not, if you don't have a goal, then it's not predictable.
No, I have a goal.
Okay. And we're not going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. She's uncomfortable talking about her goals. That's fine.
Not necessarily.
I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit, but you got to know how many people are in your database, how many times you communicate with them. Mm-hmm. By doing those two activities, how many appointments are you able to set with that number of people? If you're saying 100%, okay. So how many buyers do you need? 20. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, your entire lead generation effort is to set 20 appointments.
Okay. You are opening my eyes. Okay. I'm very open-minded and I like to learn, just like you mentioned earlier. I love to take things in. And this is an interesting perspective because the way it was presented, I was talking more about predictability of lifestyle and we were talking about it over golf. Yeah. So, it's interesting to think of it in this manner.
And it feels so. This is a leadership journey I'm on with my team and myself personally. This is not something that I've been doing for 20 years, and it's constantly evolving, which I love too. Is that I'm learning nuanced things But for me, it's like we have a P&L. I know exactly where our money went. I'm just not telling it where to go. Right. So you know where your time went. It went to serving these 15 clients. But were you intentional about what clients did you want to work with? How many appointments did I set a week? You're going to find out your conversion rate's not 100%. You think it is, and it's probably really high, but it's never going to be 100%. Then the other thing is when you have a buyer's contract signed, how many of those actually pinned? Of your pending deals, how many of those actually close? So you're starting at 100%. What if the guy dies during the transaction? What if he gets a divorce and they decide not to buy a house anymore?
I've had that happen.
Yeah, so you got them under contract. There's a conversion rate. That conversion rate to pended, what is that percentage? 75. So you're losing 25% of the signs, right? Once you're under contract, 80% of those close, 90% of those close. And everybody's numbers are going to be different. It's the path is in the math. It's just a math problem. And I suck at math. So it's actually funny that I'm talking about math because I'm terrible at math. I can really do it out if I sit.
Is that why before our meeting you were mathing a little bit?
I was, yeah. I can't just, my wife's like Rain Man. Like you give her a number, she's going to spit everything back at you. And I'm like, I got to write it down and look at it.
I like to be accurate, so I'm the same way. I like to make sure that I'm not spewing out incorrect information.
Right. So. But also, I build spreadsheets that already have the formulas in, so I don't mess it up.
Same, absolutely.
But it's fun. And that's what I really, in leadership and what we do in our industry, it is a sales industry, but it is a very unique sales industry. We're here to service clients. But if you want to know where your business is going to end up, you got to tell it where to go. You got to tell your activities where to go, right? It's just like budgeting. So that's why my team, our expectation is to have 3 a week. Let's get 3 appointments a week. Because if you do 3 a week, that's going to turn into 2 to 3 transactions a month, every single month. And therefore your income becomes predictable.
Yeah. I like that. I like that perspective a lot, actually. Just being more intentional about setting up appointments with people, even if they're not dead set on buying in the moment. Maybe we can just educate them on the market and what to expect in their future. And then who knows, they might end up buying a little earlier than they expected.
Right.
Or,
but you're setting your mind share that, hey, I'm your professional of choice. I know it's not for you right now.
Yeah.
But when you think about buying or selling a house, I want to be the first person you think of.
Absolutely.
And owning the house. So cool. All right.
We see eye to eye now. You made it happen.
I had to bring you into a podcast to convince you.
You did have to do that. I was pretty stubborn the other day when we spoke about it.
If you notice, I just stopped talking. I was like, all right.
You're like, all right, we're going to meet in a couple days. We'll
get it figured out there. All right. So we're about halfway through the year. How are you on hitting your goals?
Not as close as I'd like to be, but I've got things in the works. I've noticed I've been a lot busier through the summer and fall months of the year. I think that's kind of overall how most feel. Right. But lots happening here really soon. But yeah, haven't quite gotten to where I would like to be.
So you feel like your business is going to pick up, and there's a
yes.
there's a natural cycle to your business.
There is.
Yeah.
It's just started off a little slower than I would have maybe liked it to, but that's okay. The beginning months of the year are a little wobbly, in my opinion.
And so that's something else. Talking about like we do 20%. 20% of our goal we usually hit in Q1. 20% we hit in Q4. The other 60% we make up in Q2 and Q3.
Yeah.
Do you know those? And that's the kind of stuff that gets really fun, and it makes this job a lot easier when you start understanding those type of things. So let's arbitrary. You want to do $4 million in volume. 20% of that's going to happen in the first quarter. So what is that? See, here's where I'm bad at math. So you're getting your phone. 4 million.
I'll do it for you really quick.
What's 20% of 4 million? 800,000? Yeah. 800,000. So you're
good job.
Yeah. So that's
proud of you.
So that's average price point in Louisville is about 300. So that's about 3 to 4 transactions in Q1.
Okay, I'm there.
So
cool.
Yeah. Now, what does Q2 look like? So you should be at like 3, 6, 6. Is that about right? 12. Yeah. So you should be about 6 transactions in Q2. Are you on line with that?
Yeah, I mean, in the process, yeah.
Okay. And then Q4 or Q3 should be 6, and then 3. So you're probably you told me you're kind of behind your goal, but you might actually be closer to it than you realize.
Yeah, I think that I am. I think it's just when you're in the moment.
Yep.
Obviously, we always want numbers to be higher than they are. We're hard on ourselves.
Right.
But I'm actually, in general, still happy because I'm 75% better off right now than where I was last year right now. So still
got some your year-to-date improvements. Really good. Cool.
No, it's definitely improved since last year, but there's a lot coming up and I can see it all happening really fast. So.
Awesome. Well, tell it what to do. Don't watch it.
Yeah, you're right.
Be intentional. Perfect. I love it. We got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else kind of on your mind that we could go to any number of rabbit hole we can go down for 5 minutes probably?
I don't know. I mean, just there's always a lot on my mind, but I think a good conversation too is just the importance with new agents, especially now coming into the business. It's harder than ever, I feel like, on newer agents. And I've been brand new with everything that's been occurring.
Do you think that is that based on fact or based on feeling?
More feeling, definitely. But that's what I mean, because a new agent is not going to know what to do or where to go or what questions to ask or how to overcome, the rumors. And so I think that it's really important for an agent to choose the correct brokerage for them. And I mean, not every brokerage is meant for everyone. So I think it's really important for new agents to shop around brokerages and not just go somewhere just because they know the name or know one person there. Or I think it's very important. I made that mistake maybe when I first got my license. So
Understood.
Just sharing that opinion out there is kind of irrelevant to what we've been talking
obviously,
about.
Obviously, I have a passion for one brand that exceeds any other. But yeah, there's as
well as I do.
Well, the fun thing is when you get out of the scarcity mindset and you live in an abundant mindset, you can sit back and look across Shelbyville Road or Dixie Highway or wherever, and you go, man, they're doing a pretty good job with their business over there. I like how they're doing it. I know your broker, the Virgins, they're fantastic business owners. They do it a little bit differently.
Yeah. But we do it well.
We do it well. The funny thing is, and whether he knows, Greg is so well read, I almost guarantee he models some of his stuff. I'd like to have a conversation with him about.
Maybe he's next.
Yeah, maybe there you go. Yeah, but he does it. I mean, he's a business mind, and he stood on the shoulders of giants and said, "Hey, this has worked. Here's gaps." I love the fact that they pay in for 401k, right?
They do.
They do. And
not all brokerages offer retirement plans for their agents.
And I think your all's model is more of a dependent model, not a hyper dependent model, meaning the agent needs the brokerage to do certain things. So they take care of your 401k, they take care of your marketing, they've got in-house transaction management. And then there's other models that are interdependent, where the broker, they depend on each other. So, and again, they're little nuanced things. There's a reason behind the reason behind the reason that everybody does what they do. And but the Virgins, they do a great job. I love them. They're actually neighbors of ours. How did we meet them?
You're in Anchorage?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? How did we meet them? We had a cross sale. Because we were independent for a while. Jennifer and I had the Smith Realty Group, and Greg, another independent brokerage. And we were like thinking about like teaming up and like creating like an independent Kentucky broker association or something, like instead of being like a franchise affiliate or something like that.
Yes.
Which I think would be really cool if people are going to do an independent brokerage. But I could have a whole nother conversation.
Yes,
I think that's
these
wrong.
are going to branch off. Let's make notes.
So yes, make sure you know who you're in business with, and that's what it comes down to. And you can go eat Ruth Chris, you can go eat Mortenson's, you can go eat. There's more than one place to get a steak, right?
Yep.
And there's more than one place to go do your business or house your business, and make sure that you do a good job. What are some questions a new agent should ask their newly affiliated broker before they make that decision?
Yeah, so I mean, learning the hard way as a brand new agent, most agents have no clue. I mean, about the job, about what to ask their potential brokerage. I think that it's important. So, big picture here, agents, it's an independent business. Right. I mean, ultimately, you are your business.
Right.
And I mean, really, you can go anywhere and be successful if you've got the special sauce. That's what we'll call it. Yeah. But what your brokerage offers you is really important, as especially a new agent who's learning and looking to grow their business. So good questions can be, what the brokerage provides them, what costs extra maybe. So, and I mean, every brokerage is different, so I don't want to, call any names out or what, maybe their situation. But just for example, our brokerage, we provide in-house marketing. Anything that we request, it's sent out. We have mailers sent out, emails sent out. Our marketing team does that for us. So it takes one big thing off of your plate, especially a newer agent's plate, so that they can be present. They can build those relationships and not feel like they're so overwhelmed and busy with coming up with social media posts or marketing tactics, all that good stuff. So that's a good thing to ask. Obviously the splits, all of that. But really, it's what the brokerage can provide you and help your business grow. Right. There's lots of things that go into that.
And like you're an independent contractor. Whether you join a large national brand, a small independent boutique brokerage, join a team, start a partnership, you're still an independent contractor, and you're choosing different places to leverage. So like at our brokerage, you're leveraging your split. Financially, there's very few people that the financials make more sense than being here if you're okay being in a non-dependent model. I mean, I have to hire my own social media. I have to hire but I look at it, I'm running my own business. Yeah. All right. Now, somebody that joins our team says, I want to run my own business, but I want to leverage you for those relationships that you've already created for all those things that you're going to give us. Similar to what Greg does, right? He's built his. So where do you want that leverage piece to come in? Do you want to take care of it, or do you want somebody else to? Yeah. And typically what happens if you hire a third party to do something, it costs a little bit more. Yeah.
And we still do that as well. We pay professional photography and videography and podcast producers to help, grow our business and get us out there. So
I can do social media. I probably don't need to be.
But do we really want to sacrifice that time and energy and money, all of it, and it could go.
I'll cut you off. I'm sorry.
Relationships. No, you're okay.
It's the energy suck for me.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing things that don't fill up my energy bucket, it's so distracting. It hurts me. Like literally, I don't sleep at night. If I spent all day doing social media, I'd lose my mind. If you asked me to try to edit a video, I would spend 6 days doing it. And that means that's 6 days doing something that doesn't fill me up. And that's not a good person to be around.
Those are the good questions to ask a brokerage.
Yeah.
If you're looking to switch brokerages, or you're brand new and you're trying to find the right brokerage for you, those are good questions to ask. What can they take off of your plate and provide you so that you can provide good services to your client?
Love it. It's all about a repeatable customer experience or client experience. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any parting words, favorite quotes, restaurants you'd recommend?
Oh gosh. No.
Favorite thing to do in Louisville?
Favorite thing to do in Louisville?
Other than golf.
I know I was going to say golfing's been a big thing for our family here lately. Honestly, that is our favorite thing. Both my husband and I have recently gotten into golf. He's more into it than I am. It's starting to grow on me, but my daughter even gets into it.
Awesome.
She's 5 and she's got her own little golf bag, and she just thinks it's so cool, and she thinks she's so big. And so that's been a fun family thing to do. So just spending time with family, because our business is busy and we sacrifice a lot of time.
What does your husband do?
He works at Ford, so
awesome.
his schedule's very busy as well. But we sacrifice a lot of time in our business, on holidays, on all hours of the day. So my favorite thing to do is really spend good quality time with my family, because that's important to me right now. So.
Awesome. Well, love it. Thanks for coming today, and hopefully we'll have a cross sell sometime.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.